love to the humble. One love to the humble. One love to the humble. Grace and peace be multiplied unto you. Hope all things that you've been asking for has been going great for you this week. And I hope that if it hasn't been going the way you want it to go, I hope that it does start going in that direction. The Good Brother Trade Day asked me to make a video about will black people support the Black Panther Party today? Like, for example, if the Black Panther Party was just beginning today, would black people support the Black Panther Party? No. No, they would not. Not as a whole. The black people did not support the Black Panther Party even when it was at its height. It wasn't a massive, it wasn't like a huge support from the black community. It just wasn't that way. A lot of the leaders that we look up, that I hate to say black leaders, because I don't think we need a leader, but just for the video, because of how we relate to these people, I'm going to call them leaders for the sake of the video. But no, black people did not follow people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Black Panthers, all the groups that came out during that time. Black people wasn't following them like you think. Now, in these days and times, we romanticize about the idea of what they did, but the black people of that time did not support them. And that's no different from today. Black people today would not support them either, because black people today are heavily, heavily influenced by the Democratic Party. Heavily influenced by it. Now, there are some black people that probably would go along with the Black Panthers, like it was people then that joined, and they did a lot of protests. They did a lot of things that was outward. You know, they showed force and all of that. But black people were afraid of those people. Black people were afraid of Malcolm X. Black people were afraid of Martin Luther King. Black people were afraid of the Black Panthers and many other groups that was not as popular but were out there doing work. Black people we don't rock like that. We've always been the type of people that things like that don't really resonate with us. And only a certain type of person, black person, that those things resonate with. The majority of black people don't get along, don't get down like that, because we are a culture of people that we turn everything into, like, especially today, we turn everything into a joke. If something serious happens, you're gonna see a TikTok video about it as a joke. Now I'm talking about right here today. There was a time when it probably could have worked. I think in the 90s would have been the best time if it was going. I think they had a new Black Panther Party, and I think Khalid Muhammad was over the. I don't know if he was over in charge of it or just a member of it, but that was the best time for it to be strong. Would have been in the 90s, because that was the mindset of the 90s. Like, we was on that type of time. But I don't think today right here in 2025, absolutely not. I mean, even back then you had women was joining, women was a part of it. They was like really down. They was really grinding. They was really doing their thing, and they was really supportive. But today's time, nah, I don't think so. Because if you just look around you and look at the climate of what's going on today, look at how people are moving today. You don't see, how could they do that and still want to be a part of something as strong as a Black Panther Party? It don't have to be named the Black Panthers, but it can be named. It can be any name that you can come up with. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. There's a lot of groups out there, 100% black, that most black people don't even know they exist, and they wouldn't be a part of it if they could, because a lot of different reasons why they couldn't be a part of it. It's gonna cost you a lot to be a part of these organizations. You will have to lose your jobs, because your job's not gonna keep you. Not today. Not in today's climate. It just wouldn't happen. See, during that time, black people were still respected. during the Black Panther Party time, Martin Luther King time, Malcolm X time, we still have some type of respect. We had. Believe it or not, I know what the media tell you otherwise, and you'll believe that before you believe me. But we was more respected during that time. We're not respected no more. It would be a clown show for black people to start something like that today. It would turn into a straight clown show. Because you gotta be when you doing things like that, you gotta be serious. You gotta be 100% serious. Black people not serious no more. We too comfortable. We have too many things that make us happy, laugh, enjoy, and we're not really serious about anything anymore like they were. And maybe you can say it was because of the times. Maybe the times allowed them to be more serious than we are today. But even during those times, people were still not being serious. And it's no way in 2025 that a Black Panther type of organization could be started and succeed. It didn't succeed then. They got infiltrated. They got infiltrated back then. Imagine how bad they would be infiltrated today if they started something of that sort. Man, black people these days would do anything for money. We don't have no more morals. We have no more moral compass. We don't have anything that we stand for. We don't have anything that we strictly believe in that's righteous. Today, we don't care. We'll sell you down the river for anything. See, that's the difference. And that's why it will not work. Because black people are not together like they used to be. When I was coming up, you couldn't do nothing in your hood without every parent in that hood telling on you. Go tell them, go to your next door neighbor that's black and tell them their kid did something and see what kind of response you get. They're gonna be ready to go inside your head versus their kid. When I was coming up, you couldn't do nothing in the neighborhood because everybody knew everybody. All the parents were on the same page. All the parents were on the same page. What does that mean? That means that if you do anything and you do it in eyesight of another parent, they telling your parent. Today you can't do that. So since you can't do it, then there's no way that an organization like the Black Panther Party today would survive. Meaning, is everything today is about individual accomplishments, individual growth, individual gain. What can I get out of it? Can I make a mockery out of it? Can I make this something for myself? Then yeah, it's all about self. So if you started an organization and you started growing it and you started inviting people in, you gotta heavily screen everybody because guess what? Somebody gonna get in. It's gonna be more people that's willing to infiltrate than it was back then because they're gonna look out for personal gain. They're looking out for self. What am I gonna get out of this? Well, I know what I can get. They can get me this, so I'll set them down the river for what I want. This is the type of society we live in today amongst black people. And we're unaliving each other at alarming rates. What do you think gonna happen if you start a Black Panther Party today and they go out in the streets trying to save the community? You think they're gonna have to run into, they gotta deal with these gangs. The gangs ain't letting that happen. You think the gang gonna let the Black Panther Party come in their community and disrupt what they got going on? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. In 2025, we are not we're not on par for something of that magnitude. That can never be replicated again. That happened in that time, in that space, but it won't be replicated anymore because black people are no longer on the same page. Black people are no longer unified. I don't care how much we scream unity and scream all this, and we not as a whole on that type of time. Black people doing things today that black people ain't never done before. I mean, they doing things that we knew back in our days. Who was, if you heard something on the news or you heard something was going down, you knew it wasn't black. Because you know, black people don't do that. That ain't the way no more. Black people doing all the things that we never did before. We would never touch certain things. We would never do certain activities. Men wouldn't act a certain way. Women definitely, if they did do it, they wasn't gonna do it. They wasn't gonna say they did it out loud. They would never put it out there that I am this. But see, now everything is socially acceptable. The things that were shameful in my day, today it's acceptable. So if shameful things are acceptable, there's no way a group like the Black Panther Party would survive today. Because who's gonna support it? You even have nobody that's upright, upstanding to support it. And if you do start making some ground, you got to fight against all of the organizations today that's fighting for the wrong thing. That's fighting for people to be not righteous. You want righteousness. How can you get righteousness if we don't have no morals? How can you start a Black Panther Party type organization with no morals, with no commitment, with no faithfulness, and no loyalty? It's not going to work. In 1 year, it'll self-destruct. The government won't have to get involved. It'll self-destruct in 1 year, especially with the way we do things today. So, in my opinion, if the Black Panther Party was started today, it will fail in less than a year because of all the things that I just named. If you got a video request, place it in the comment section, and I'll get to it. All right? Trey Day. You the man, Trey Day. Y'all take care.